I've bought an estate car and I'm very excited about it. And in this little film, I'm going to tell you what it is, why I'm excited about it, and what I'm going to do with it. The thing is, everyone loves an estate car. I love that simple practicality. Volvo have realised that. They've started importing them into the UK again, having stopped. But it was just public demand. We all said, no, a Volvo estate, that's part of the landscape. They must be here. This isn't a Volvo estate though. This is an estate car that has never been imported into the UK. But it's one that matters a lot and means a lot to me. Probably to me more than anybody else. It's not a Saab estate either, if that's what you're thinking. Or a Mondeo estate, the ST200. That was a car. It's not one of those. Or a Subaru Forester. If you've already seen this car on Richard Hammond's workshop, you'll have seen me hand it over to Isaac and the team with the message, all right, let's use this as a test. Let's role play. Let's pretend I'm a very demanding customer. I am. And let's pretend this little car matters enormously to me, which it does. I'm planning a huge journey in it. I'm going to drive it to the south of France and back, which will only mean something when you see what the car is if you haven't already. Therefore, I want you, the smallest cog, to return this car to me capable of that journey. Isaac's begun the work, and today is a shakedown day, a test day. I want to see how it's going. The idea is drive it around, see if the various improvements I asked for have been made, along hopefully with some others that he's seen could be made. This is a shakedown trip, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. This is a car built for having a nice time in. So I am going to break off for a picnic. It's a picnic kind of car, and I'm going to invite young Isaac, who is following me behind in the workshop truck. Not that he doesn't have faith in his own work, but you know. And I think over that picnic, I'm going to ask Isaac what he's done, and I am going to feed back a few things I've noticed already. I asked him to fit some brakes. Doesn't seem to be a lot of that going on. Also, it is still graunching, shifting into second and third. Right. In the interest of making a shakedown day a nice day, appropriate to the car, I've selected this as my picnic spot, and I shall reveal what this is. So the question remains, what is this estate car I've bought? No, it's not an M5, an RS6, an ST200. It is this. It's a Kadett Model A. Yep. Basically what that is an estate Oliver. And I am besotted, utterly besotted. Yes, it means more to me than possibly anybody else in the world. It also means I'm now the owner of more Opel Kadett Model A's than possibly anybody else in the UK, because I'm mad. But that is the car I'm setting off to the south of France in. This is its first shakedown trip after Isaac has started the work on it. And this is a picnic, because that's a picnic kind of car. Speaking of Isaac. Isaac?
Yep.
We made it here in the car.
I know,
I can offer you a plate. We'll come to that in a moment. First of all, the picnic.
This is prepared. You've got everything.
Would you prefer ham and cheese or chicken and bacon? I'll give you the choice.
I'll have ham and cheese.
The simpler.
Thank you.
Plainer option. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. And there's also, would you like ginger beer or
I'll have a bit
orange?
of that. I'll have a bit of orange.
You prefer orange?
I'll have a bit of orange, thank you.
I'll have ginger beer. I've given you all the choices.
You've been generous.
Because now I'm going to interrogate you.
Yeah.
I'm actually...
This is the nice bit.
Oh,
it's now
mate.
going to get worse.
Yeah. No, I don't know, because let's discuss. I brought the car to you at the smallest cog saying, pretend I'm a customer.
Yeah.
I am a customer because I'm paying for this. So I want you to take on my car that doesn't mean a lot to anybody else, but to me is incredibly precious, and deliver it so that it can manage the big trip I've got planned for it.
Yep.
What have you done?
A lot of trial and error, mainly. So it's actually in really good shape, considering how old it is. It's really well. Mainly trying to sort out issues where it's worn out, different things, and trying to future-proof it for 2,000 miles, because it's a bit of a wake-up call for it.
I mean, the key thing, it was made in South Africa.
Yeah.
They only ever built them in Germany and South Africa. They never came to the UK. They never sold them over here.
No.
That's a South African car. It's probably had a reasonably tough life, but you reckon it's...
It's not rusty at all. It is very clean underneath. There's been a few repairs where you can tell that someone hasn't been able to get the parts, but we can't get the parts here, so if they can't get them there, it's worrying.
So what have you done?
So, future-proofed it a bit for what it's doing. It's had a bigger radiator. We've changed a load of coolant hoses, your general stuff, your brakes, that kind of thing. Had to get the drums machined because you can't get them, you can't do anything with them. Your general service stuff. Then I'm trying out electric fuel pump on there. It's not working, so we have to sort something else out for that. It's got an electric fan, you've got a new posh horn, converted to 12 volt. Mild stereo. It's very mild because there's a lot of engine noise, but it's better than what it had.
Okay. Of the things I asked you to address,
Yeah.
that's good. The fuel pump, talk to me about that.
So I've found the smallest fuel pump I can get for it, which is of a well-known make, but it's still too powerful. So that wants to run at about less than 1 PSI. So I think it works as a backup, but if you're in traffic, it's putting too much fuel pressure through and the regulator's struggling. It's a bit of a nightmare. So I think we need to go back to mechanical fuel pump, which works, nothing wrong with it, but we haven't got any spares and all the other ones haven't got one that works. So.
Okay. More pressing issues.
Yeah.
This is a shakedown today.
Yeah. That's what
and
we
a
need.
picnic. The brakes.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear to have any.
We keep having to adjust them, but basically what looks to be happening is the drums have slightly egged.
The key thing the brakes aren't doing is slowing or stopping the vehicle discernibly.
They did this morning.
Less so today.
Right.
I mean, I must have hit 40 miles an hour at one point, so I was pushing it.
Yeah, yeah.
I made various squeaking noises at junctions and roundabouts.
Right.
Not from the car, from me.
Okay, so we'll have a look at that.
So what will we do?
Use Olivia's. Because they work.
Cannibalise Olivia.
I know, that's what I'm trying to not to do, because there's only so many bits to the point where Olivia becomes a tin can. So
It's only got 5 moving parts.
yeah, and we already had to rob, that was the thing, we had to rob the diff from Olivia, which I
The
think
diff
helped.
lash has gone.
Yes,
It still graunches heavily going into first and second. Is that a synchro issue or the clutch?
I think synchro.
Really?
I think, yeah. Because I've tried it when I was, the mild test drive I've done, and it is
I am
a bit.
eating my picnic while we're
It's a
having this
bit.
conversation. I'm wearing it. I didn't pack any napkins. I'm sorry. Is that going to make it to the south of France?
I hope so. I think we've done the best we can, considering you can't phone up and order bits for them. I think if something goes wrong, it will be catastrophic issues.
When I set out on my big adventures across the globe, normally, in once, a car exactly like that, only the saloon.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of us. There's the 3 of us, and we do the trip, we drive the whole journey, and we do a lot of repairs. But I have as standby several engineers and a large truck of spare parts. I won't have that this time. I'm on my own.
You'll have a toolkit.
Yes, I'm taking a toolkit.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about that clutch or that gearbox, one or the other. What's your honest opinion of Opel Kadett A's?
I like them. I think they're you can tell they're a cheap car, you know. They're not a cheap car. You can tell though, it's
Rude.
It's a car which people could fix themselves. The parts are cheap. They're not overly expensive to make, but they're still quality at the same time.
It's a car that people can fix themselves.
Yes.
So fix it.
Well, if you can get parts.
You said it. You said it.
Everything's fixable if you've got parts.
Right. Excuse watching me eat, but I'm actually starving. This is my lunch break. Oh, you got another couple of weeks?
Sort the brakes.
Yep. Please sort
Don't
the
know what we do
brakes.
about the gearbox. Because we haven't got time to take them apart.
No. You know I'm your boss.
Yeah. Probably not after the end of the trip.
When I'm
That's
stuck in the
worry
middle
bit.
of France.
I'll keep
And
a
that's
bag
got a
packed.
rod sticking through the side and the diff's dropped off.
Yeah, I'll keep a bag packed
Just to
just in case.
run away.
Yeah,
Would you like a sour cream and chive thing?
I'll take one.
Do you like simple cars? You do like simple cars. You
I
like
do.
Land Rover.
Yeah, I do. I think that's got a bit of a charm. It's a bit of a nightmare to do some of the jobs. The engine's got to come out to get the gearbox out.
A bit of a charm. Look at it.
It's charm on wheels.
It is made of pure charm.
Yeah.
Right.
It is lovely and simple. It's just a bit too simple to the point where it's unique. And that they uniquely make parts for them in the 60s.
It has a lot in common with its owner. Right. Well, the picnic was good. The
Test drive is...
debrief was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Test driving will continue because I'm going to take it back to the workshop now.
I'll follow you.
Follow as close as you like. I've got no brakes. Well, I think that gives Isaac a list of things to attend to before I set off on my big adventure. That did remind him, I am his boss. I know this new fuel pump is going to have to go, but actually it is, I suspect, one of the changes resulting in noticeably more power. I'm still going to have to downshift for this slight hill, but you know, that's just the charm of it. There are those who would say setting off to the south of France from Hereford in a car that costs, what, a tenth of a racing driver's watch suggests a kind of lunacy. And they might be right. And in my case particularly so, because I also own a Porsche 911 Turbo S Cabriolet, a car designed and built specifically to do that journey and journeys like it. But where would be the achievement in using a car to do exactly what it was designed to do? There is another factor at play here. It's no secret now, the Grand Tour is coming to an end. And that's an end of 20 odd years of touring the world, doing unlikely journeys in unsuitable cars. But I was doing those journeys on TV, I was filming them, it was work. I mean, yeah, all right, only just work, but it was work. And I was doing it with a huge backup, a convoy of TV crew and mechanics. And I was doing it for an audience of millions. I was showing off. Now, as that comes to an end, I want to do it on my own, for me, for real. It's not work. It won't be on TV. And I won't have mechanics and crew with me. I'll be on my own. Just me, a cheap little car, and a box of spanners. The frankly weird fact of the matter is that me buying this means, well, I'm probably the most significant collector of Opel Kadett A's in the UK. I now have 3. If you have more, let me know, please. And it does raise the question, what am I going to do with them? Oliver, well, he's just Oliver. I can't change him. This one, Daphne, I think will remain the Grand Tourer as the estate version. Olivia, the little red one, well, the mood in the workshop is it might be quite fun to turn her into a fast road car or even a race car and race it. If you want to see what I do with all these Model A Kadetts, you can find out on my show, Richard Hammond's Workshop. Watch it on Discovery Plus. There's a link in description.